can you possibly qualify for any of this? What about quality? Is quality part of your compensation package?
Senator, I meet with the FAA pretty regularly. They don't hold anything back, and I'm not aware of anything that has been cited with respect to those accidents that we haven't taken action on.
Really? Because we've had whistleblowers. You said you'd listen to whistleblower testimony. We've had multiple whistleblowers come before this committee and allege that Boeing is cutting every possible corner on quality and safety, not just in the past, but now. They've alleged that you've eliminated safety inspections, that there are fewer in quality and there are fewer inspectors doing quality inspections out there. They've alleged that when they raised quality issues and concerns, they were reassigned, they were retaliated against, they were physically threatened.
Okay, if that clip didn't make your blood boil, I don't know what will. Because what you just watched is a United States senator doing exactly what we send these people to Washington to do. And I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on, because this is not a left or right issue. This is a people issue. Senator Josh Hawley looked one of the most powerful corporate executives in America dead in the eye and said you are not above accountability. And Calhoun sat there with his $32.8 million salary and basically told the American public he doesn't recognize anything being described. Sir, planes are literally falling out of the sky. I've got the full video queued up, and I want us to go through every moment together because there is so much packed into this hearing. The salary, the criminal investigations, the whistleblowers, the victims sitting right behind him. We're getting into all of it. But before we do, if you are new here, hit subscribe because this channel is where we hold power to account. Drop a comment below and tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how angry that clip made you. I'm already at a 12. Let's get into it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Calhoun, what is it that you get paid currently?
Senator, that's well disclosed in our proxy documents in each of the years that I've been employed.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a big number, sir.
Well, let me help you out. It's $32.8 million this year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
That's a 45% increase over last year. Does that sound right?
Yes, it does.
What is it you get paid to do exactly?
I get paid to run the Boeing company.
Yeah. So just help me understand that. I mean, do you get paid for transparency? Is that one of the metrics for your income?
I think the board counts on me for transparency.
Really? Because you're under investigation for falsifying 787 inspection records. The Boeing's under criminal investigation for the Alaska Airlines flight. You were investigated by DOJ for criminal conspiracy to defraud the FAA. This is all in your tenure. This doesn't sound like a lot of transparency to me. What about safety? Is that a component of your salary?
It sure is, Senator.
You know, have you seen the reports that the subcontractor that you used to make that door piece that fell out of the sky, that when the FAA went and toured the facility, they found one door seal being lubricated with Dawn liquid dish soap and cleaned with a wet cheesecloth, and another was being checked with a hotel room key card. Does that sound like safety to you?
Senator, I think our relationship with that particular supplier has been well documented, reviewed by the FAA and most certainly us. And I'm very intent on acquiring that company so that none of that ever happens.
You know, the FAA also says that Boeing still has not implemented the recommended steps back from 2019 and 2020 after the MAX crashes. You still have not taken the appropriate safety procedures or implemented what they recommended. I mean, how, if safety is a component of your $33 million compensation package, I mean, how can you possibly qualify for any of this? What about quality? Is quality part of your compensation package?
Senator, I meet with the FAA pretty regularly. They don't hold anything back, and I'm not aware of anything that has been cited with respect to those accidents that we haven't taken action on.
Really? Because we've had whistleblowers. You said you'd listen to whistleblower testimony. We've had multiple whistleblowers come before this committee and allege that Boeing is cutting every possible corner on quality and safety, not just in the past, but now. They've alleged that you've eliminated safety inspections, that there are fewer in quality and there are fewer inspectors doing quality inspections out there. They've alleged that when they raised quality issues and concerns, they were reassigned, they were retaliated against, they were physically threatened. That doesn't sound like attention to quality to me. And yet you're getting paid $33 million a year. It's extraordinary.
Senator, we have increased our quality inspectors significantly.
How much has your stock price increased while you've been at Boeing?
It hasn't, and I don't watch it much.
Have you done any stock buybacks while you've been at Boeing?
Not in my job, no.
How about your profits? Have your profits increased at all while
I
you've
haven't had any profits, sir.
I'm sorry?
I have not had any profits.
Yeah. You know, I think the truth is, Mr. Calhoun, you're not focused on safety. You're not focused on quality. You're not focused on transparency. All of this is in the record. But I think actually you're focused on exactly what you were hired to do, which is that you're cutting corners. You are eliminating safety procedures. You are sticking it to your employees. You are cutting back jobs because you're trying to squeeze every piece of profit you can out of this country. This company. You're strip mining it. You're strip mining Boeing. It was one of the greatest American companies ever. It has employed thousands of people in my state. And you are strip mining it for profit, shareholder value, and you're being rewarded for it. You got a huge raise, a huge increase. So it's working out great for you. For the American people, they're in danger. For your workers, they're in peril. For your whistleblowers, they literally fear for their lives, but you're getting compensated like never before. Don't you think maybe your priorities are misplaced here? I mean, don't you think maybe it's time to get back to focusing on making quality planes and paying your workers well and taking care of the little guys who got you to where you are? That's not a rhetorical question.
Senator, I don't recognize any of the Boeing you described.
Really?
And I want to assure...
You don't recognize the Boeing that has airplanes falling out of the sky, that has had 2 Maxes crash, that has had pieces of doors fall out of the sky, that have had whistleblowers come before they've sat right where you have sat and told us, these are your employees who have told us that when these are the engineers, by the way. Are you an engineer?
I'm not, sir.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And they have said that they're not listened to, that they're retaliated against, that they're threatened. That's the reality of Boeing today. That's your company that you have created. Now, I don't recognize it either from the company it used to be decades ago, but under your leadership, that's what Boeing is, and you're being rewarded for it handsomely, handsomely. Don't you think there's something wrong with that? Why haven't you resigned?
Senator, I stand by what I said, and I want to assure the great employees in your state that that is not the way we operate the company, and it never will be. And if you would like my chief engineer to talk about what he sees in
No, I want to hear from you, because what I hear from you is a lot of this team does that and that team does that, and I listen to the whistleblowers, but I don't meet with them. And I've heard about all this stuff that you Congress have meddlesomely asked for because the public wants to see it, gosh darn them, but you actually haven't supervised any of it. I've heard that. It's a lot of it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. But meanwhile, you're getting paid a heck of a lot of money. It's unbelievable. If anybody's coming out of this deal good, it's you. Why haven't you resigned?
Senator, I'm sticking this through. I'm proud of having taken the job. I'm proud of our
this
safety record, and I am
You're proud
very
of this safety
proud
record.
of our Boeing people.
You're proud of this safety record.
I am proud of every action we have taken.
Every action you've taken?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow. There's some news for you. Well, behind you can't see it. Behind you, the folks are showing pictures of the people who are the victims of your safety record. I think we can all see them. And I think the American public, when they fear to get on their airplanes, they understand your safety record. And frankly, sir, I think it's a travesty that you're still in your job.
All right, we just watched the whole thing, and I need a second. Because that was one of the most remarkable pieces of Senate questioning I have seen in a long time. First, let's talk about Hawley's approach, because this was not grandstanding. I know people roll their eyes at Senate hearings because half the time senators spend their 5 minutes giving speeches and never ask a question. Hawley didn't do that. He came in with numbers, facts, and receipts. $32.8 million. 45% raise. No profits. Stock price hasn't moved. He laid that foundation before Calhoun could even get comfortable, and that was deliberate. That was someone who did their homework. Then the safety breakdown is where it really hit different. Because Hawley wasn't talking in abstractions. He brought up the Dawn dish soap, the wet cheesecloth, the hotel room key card being used to inspect a door seal on a commercial aircraft. Think about that. Someone may have inspected a door on your next flight with a hotel room key card. That is not a satirical headline. That is what the FAA actually found. And Calhoun's response? We're aware of it, and we're looking to acquire the company. As if buying out the problem makes it disappear. It doesn't bring back the people already put at risk. The whistleblower part genuinely angered me. These are Boeing engineers with real qualifications who sat in that same chair and told Congress under oath that they were ignored, reassigned, retaliated against, and in some cases physically threatened for speaking up. And Calhoun said he listens to whistleblowers, but doesn't actually meet with them. That one sentence tells you everything. Listening from a distance while your management punishes the people brave enough to speak up is not leadership. That is just cover. What Hawley did brilliantly is connect all the dots out loud, in sequence, on camera. He said you are not failing at your job. You are succeeding at a different job. The job of squeezing value out of a legacy American company at the expense of safety, workers, and the truth. Boeing used to be the crown jewel of American manufacturing. The kind of company that made this country proud. Under this model of leadership, it has become something else entirely. And then Calhoun said he was proud of his safety record. Behind him, families of victims were holding up photographs. Let that sit with you. The man responsible for the decisions that led to those tragedies is sitting in front of Congress saying he is proud. That is a level of detachment that is honestly hard to process. The refusal to resign is worth addressing too. In a different era, a CEO presiding over 2 fatal crashes, a door blowout, multiple criminal investigations, and a wave of whistleblower testimony would have stepped down. Not because they were forced to, but because they understood that leadership carries real moral weight. Calhoun sat there and said he's sticking it through. And honestly, why would he leave? He's getting paid more than ever. The consequences are being absorbed by workers, passengers, and grieving families. Not by him. This is what happens when corporations operate without real accountability. When executive pay is completely disconnected from safety outcomes. When whistleblowers are punished instead of protected. Hawley gave voice to something ordinary Americans have been feeling for a long time. And whatever you think of him politically, in that room on that day, he was asking the right questions for the right people. If this resonated with you, please share it. This is exactly the kind of conversation that needs to reach beyond the people already paying attention. Like the video, leave your thoughts below, and I will see you in the next one.